can't look in the past too much. You gotta take whatever last week gave you and try to adjust and you'll recover the following week.
These cars don't tend to suck around like the Xfinity cars do. Are you surprised, or do you understand why it kind of played out the way it did?
Yeah, I the only times I've seen it happen are like, Michigan and then Texas. So, like I said, I've never even had a loose moment underneath somebody. So, I was caught off guard by it, but I think factors in it are probably just the surface and then how hard the tire is, I think, because if you get a little out of shape by yourself, it's hard. I mean, look at Kyle Busch, he spun out all on his own. So then when you have a moment of somebody on your outside, I think it just sucked me around. And like I said, I wasn't expecting it, but it'll be on my mind, going forward probably at every racetrack, even though it seems like it only matters at a few tracks.
The dirt documentary on Flow, you, Justin, Team Ez, hugely successful. NASCAR's doing one for the playoffs too. What does NASCAR need to showcase about this sport to maybe have that be as successful as that, or Drive to Survive?
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be on Netflix, right? So I think no matter how it turns out, it's gonna be really big. But I don't know. I'm not a part of it, so I don't know like their angle that they're coming at to try and promote the sport of the drivers or whatever. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how it turns out, and I hope and I know they'll do a really good job. But I think Netflix does a good job of showcasing who the drivers are outside the car, but also like tapping into the drama and probably making it way more dramatic than it really is. So that's good, and hopefully some positive things come from it, and we see more of it in the future.
I know like Danny and a few other people have said that you run well at these super speedways, but it's like stuff always happens right in front of you. It seems like you always get caught up in something. Like what's the approach to try to avoid that, and still be there at the end?
Yeah, no, I mean, on paper, I'm by far the worst speedway racer in the history of Daytona and Talladega, I'm sure. But I think when you really pay attention to the race, I'm not that bad, and it's I've had to convince myself of that. So I don't know. I think it comes down to just one or two little bits and pieces of execution to where I'm running in the top 4 rather than 8th or 10th. But I mean, I've wrecked from the lead, I've wrecked from 4th, I've wrecked from 10th, I've wrecked from last. So I don't know. I think eventually though, if you keep putting yourself up front, you have some good fortune work out and dodge the wrecks a little bit better. So and I'm not saying every wreck that I've been in is other people's fault. I've definitely caused a couple of my own, but I don't know. Just I feel like we do a really good job. It's just gotta work out eventually.
This is Harrison Burton, driver the number 21. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check out one of these 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.